I didn't actually get the infamous knock on the door that lots of parents do when they lose a child. Myself and my husband were actually spending a weekend breakaway in Teignmouth. I'd gone into the sea. It was a beautiful summer's day. I'd gone into the sea for a swim and come out. My husband had gone off to get a coffee, and I texted Anna actually to say, been in the water, it's blimmin' freezing. Hope you're having a nice weekend. It's going to be a scorcher, I think. Love you lots, Mum. Unfortunately, what I didn't know at the time is when she would have received that text, she was already dead. She'd already been taken, her body taken off the motorway and into the RD&E hospital. The next thing I remember is my husband walking across the beach towards me, having received numerous telephone messages himself, telling me that this car crash had happened and that Anna was dead. I remember sitting there on that beach feeling totally numb and shocked, and it's difficult to explain really. I think some awful noise came out of me. I do remember thinking that perhaps if I just sat there, or perhaps if I went in the sea again, everything could be normal and this would all just be a stupid mistake of some sort. But unfortunately, of course, that wasn't the case, and my husband led me off the beach and we made that seemingly at the time very, very long journey back to Exeter, where indeed the family liaison officer was there waiting for us at home to tell us that Anna had been killed. I think one of the most awful things for me at the time was to be told that because of the severity of her head injuries, that I wouldn't be able to see my daughter. It would be unwise for me to see my daughter. And I don't know if you can imagine how that might feel, to have someone as beautiful and bubbly and gorgeous as my daughter. I am a mum, I'm prejudiced, I know, but that's the case. And then for her to be gone just like that in a split second. It almost seems like a lie or a cruel joke or something. Plus to be told then that you can't actually see her is devastating. That I could never hold my daughter ever again. We had a whole 2 weeks to wait before we had Anna's funeral. And that was at a green burial site up on Dartmoor. And it was attended by around 350 or so people, a lot of whom were youngsters, young people, like many of you watching this film, I guess. And I think for them too, it was really hit home that this wasn't just someone off the telly or off the news or something. This was one of them. This was their mate, one of their crew. And I think the shock of that for them totally devastated them. Anna was the eldest of my 4 children. She went to Exeter College. She trained to be a nursery nurse in early years teaching diploma she did there. At the time that she was killed, she was actually a nursery nurse at Puffin's Nursery in Exeter. And of course, the police and the liaison crew had to visit many, many children, little ones that were faced with the thing that their friend Anna, as they called my daughter, wouldn't be coming back to them. So there was a lot of impact, even at that level. The ripples of these accidents spread much wider than people think. Of course, there's me, the mum, the father, the children, brothers, sisters, grandma, granddads, friends, people you work with. The impact is huge. Anna was just an ordinary girl. Very lovely, very beautiful, but just an ordinary person. And I'm just an ordinary mum. She died on my youngest son's 13th birthday. And he said to me, "Mum, this doesn't happen to families like us. This is crazy. It doesn't happen to families like us." But you know, the sad and very real fact is that it does. It could happen to anybody. If it could happen to my little family, it could happen to anyone's family. I can't believe it's 5 years on now since Anna died. To some of you that might seem like a really long time, and in some ways it is quite a long time now. But I can tell you, in my heart, it's not a long time at all. It's just yesterday. And I know that I've got many, many years, the rest of my life will be spent in pain and grieving for my beautiful daughter. And I would ask of you to think of yourselves, to be careful yourselves when you're driving. If you've got a friend who drives stupidly, tell them. Tell them too, because I would hate more than anything else for any mother to ever have to go through what I and my family have been through.